Hello, Muster006. We're back for part 3 of I Want to Run the Marathon. Last time I completed stages 3 and 4, so that was the Mega Man and Cave Story worlds. And rather than leave it as a teaser, because it was a bit difficult to see what was coming next, I thought I would kind of go into the area. So I talked a little bit about this golf kind of area at the end of last time. But just to quickly recap, you can see there is a par counter and a shot counter up there, so we have to get to the hole. And at least in par, or we'll have to restart over. But basically, you control the direction that the golf ball goes, and by holding down the shoot button, the jump button, you control, or you have control the strength at which you take your shot. So there, I kind of unfortunately messed up because I landed in the hole, and I was going to do it again. So I'm trying to almost get like the furthest distance I can, but the direction and the way that the obviously the terrain of the level does it make it kind of difficult, and this is absolutely terrible. I might add. So you know what? I think I'm actually going to restart that, and I think I'm going to just kind of like try and get a little bit further, and I will try and do this a little bit better as well. When I first kind of did this, I was finding it reasonably kind of easy to get like fairly decent scores. I've left myself in probably an almighty pickle there. Yes, I have. So I will restart that again. This is not going all that well, but anyway, you've surely by now got the idea of what they need to do. You need to obviously control the golf ball, and try and get it in the hole in as few shots as possible. Oh, it's still unfortunately on the bloody on the rough. So if it's in the rough and it's kind of it's up against this bloody block again. No, okay, that was fine, and that should be okay provided it doesn't land right in the sodding gap. Okay, so that was fine. Eagle, I'll take that. I think that's what I got my first go. I'll take that on a par 5. So you do have lots of leeway, and I'm going to try and be a little bit brave here. So I'm going to probably take quite a few deaths here, because I know that if I get the timing right, I can make this and get a really long way through here. But obviously now we haven't just got to worry about just the pits, I suppose, where they were only the real problem in the first stage. Now we've got to worry about enemies and spikes, and we've got to be very careful, and that was fine. And I really should be okay with the last one. Just obviously wait for the enemies to be reasonably high up, hit that with enough strength, and it should be okay. The slopes and everything should make sure they get in the hole. Wow, that proved a lot easier than the first one, didn't it? I say I could have, to be honest. So this is that one was a par 4, and the third course is a par 6. I could have just tried not to be quite so I'm trying to. I can't think of the right phrase, but almost try to do too much on that first hole. So this isn't going very well either. So I might let's see if I can get a little bit change the trajectory and see if we can get up there. Thank you. That's what I was trying to do. Oh, brilliant! That was much further than I thought I would go. So actually, the kind of area here, the waterfalls are making it a little bit harder to. Oh, it's going to go over the thing. Damn it! Make it a little bit harder to. Damn it! No, I know I can make that now. So let's make sure I can actually do it. Yep, thank you. And getting up there is even better. But obviously, clearly, do not want to go so gung ho here, or I'm going to go too far and land in the water. So that looks absolutely perfect. So I've set myself up quite nicely there. Let's just not muck this up, please. Yep, that's fine, provided I don't go falling way back down the slope into the pit. Okay, and just have to be quite careful here, not to go too high or too far, so I land on the spikes. And yeah, thankfully the slope, again, hopefully should make that so I land in the hole. Brilliant, eagle. I really do love this kind of, I guess you call it like somewhat of a kind of a mini game, but I really do like it. And that's too hard, I think, if I fall down off the edge. Yep. I could probably make that actually, but let's try and do this as best we can to get a bit more height. So I'm now on this ledge, and then hopefully I can get enough height and not roll off the other end of this one. That was too high, damn it. Okay, so yeah, let's not go too high there. I was actually amazed, funnily enough, that I could actually get to the area that's actually above this ledge here. So let's do it that way. Okay, so now this one, let's make sure we try and go up to the second one, but do so before, and obviously do it while the enemy's out of the way, and do this bit very quickly, so that we don't have to, also obviously so that the enemy doesn't come back, and just a little tap at the end there, and we're done. Birdie, yay! I think that's about what I got on that one before. Not quite sure, but okay, this one actually is probably one of the most difficult ones. because of this very first bit here. And I think I've got to kind of try and be a little bit careful, but yeah, not shoot quite so hard. I think I've got like that's not the right direction. I think I had like the direction okay, but just not the speed. That's still a little bit too hard, unfortunately. So I ideally kind of want to land. In fact, I'm just shooting way too hard. I ideally want to kind of end up on the edge of this ledge. No, just a little bit too hard. And as I say, there are lots of different ways you could do this, but I might as well try and make things easy for myself. That is about perfect. So now I just need to kind of shoot a little bit hard through here, and we're fine. Absolutely great. Now, instead of going straight for the hole, I'm going to have to. I'm going to shoot up and fake out that. You don't need to go too high. In fact, if you do go too high, you'll find that you kind of hang in the air a bit too long, and the trap will get you. But yeah, bit of an evil little trap there. But yeah, if you can fake it out. Oh no! I mean, I'm not going to go off the edge, fine, but I'm a bit disappointed I couldn't get it in the hole straight away. So yeah, oh well, only a par on that one. Not the best, but still good enough. But I do like that. I do like the that trap there. That's kind of nice. And this is the last stage, by the way. And don't get put off by the fact that it is a par 12. You have plenty of shots to play with. I mean, I think I actually got 4 under par, I think, on this, on my first playthrough. That's not quite so good. I mean, I've still got enough shots to play with, so I don't think I'm really going to bother restarting this unless I make a colossal mess of it. Like that might actually be if I go down the slope. No, I didn't go down the slope, so that's fine. Now I'm going to go up to the left here because it's a bit more. It's very tricky to go over to the right hand side. Let me put it that way. But yeah, I think I actually got like 4 under par, which I think is a condor. On this hole when I very first played it, and now I'm in the rough, so I need to get out of it. Just tap to kind of get out of it. That is not what I wanted to do. Damn it! Ah, so close. That's not very good either. And this first bit actually ends up being one of the trickiest bits because of that slope down there. It actually means that you certainly don't want to roll all the way up it, but you don't want to be. I'm going to let that play out. You don't want to be sort of like going up the slope too fast, or you'll end up and just get to the apex of it because you'll kind of fall back down with a lot of speed, and that will mean that you. Oh, I still can't make it up there. I swear you can get up there with your second shot, but oh well, I can't seem to pull it off at the moment. But yeah, you don't want to be kind of like rolling so fast down the hill. You only just want to be coming lightly back down the hill, just so that you don't, fall in the pit. So yeah, you need to be kind of careful there. So if you can manage to pull this off without kind of landing in the rough, this little bit here, then great. It's a little bit tricky. If that doesn't fall off, which unfortunately it will, but oh well, not so bad. I kind of feel like here I want to like go quite heavy with a shot, but not obviously so far that it's going to bounce off the wall and into the pit. Now there are kind of 2 ways. That was absolutely terrible. There are 2 ways you could, I suppose, kind of try to do that. You can just try and get out of the rough. Okay, let's try it being a bit more. Oh, I don't know, aggressive on this one? No, still not. Okay, maybe I should try going high and if I fail again. But that bit with the rough, you could try and land. That's not good. That's not good, and I'm going to restart that. There. Again, I do have shots to spare. I think I would have still been okay, but let's not just try and do a. Way wonderful. That's what I was just saying about the rolling down the hill there. Don't want to be too far up this. Wow. I don't feel my angle here is too bad. I think it's about right. That looks like it's about fine. But yeah, anyway, the area with the rough, if I can like finally. Oh, I still can't make that. You could try and land on the area that is just to the left of the pit, or you could try and. That's not good at all. Oh, I'm in a terrible position here. Oh, managed to get up there. Okay, you could try and land on the area that's like just to the left of the pit, or you could try and go for the area that's just to the right. I feel like trying to land on the bit to the left is like almost needing to be too cute. That will do fine. Actually, it won't do fine because I'm not. I'm too far over to the right to be able to pull off the angle I need for this. So I need to go. I need to backtrack. That was absolutely awful. I'm not enough distance. Brilliant. Damn it. Let's try this. If it doesn't work, I will do it again. Okay, fine. I've managed to get up there. and with the last shot I should be absolutely fine given the terrain. It's going to roll in the hole. So I got an albatross there, not actually the best I could have got, as I swear. I'm sure on the first time playing it through I actually got I got 4 under par there, which is a condor, but anyway, hey, I'll take the albatross, 9 shots on a par 12, and yeah, we'll leave it there. But yeah, that's the golf area, and yeah, I really do like that area. It feels more like a sort of a mini game kind of thing, really, rather than anything that's going to be like too stressful or too intimidating. And it's just it's a lot of fun. It's you know, playing around with like the angles and the you know the different and the trying to pull off, you know, all the shots as best you can. So there are a lot that you do. It is very generous in terms of the number of shots you have available, but I typically like to try and do as you know, as good a job as I can do. So yeah, I tend to like to go for perhaps a little bit more than perhaps you absolutely need to. But anyway, each player is different, and yeah, there is still plenty of leeway, so you don't have to go absolutely for all the shots. Or try and make the ridiculous shots. You can play conservatively, and you'll still be fine. And that brings us to the next area, which you might have guessed from the tile style, is Sonic. So, with the absolutely awesome remix music in the background, let's progress. And what you have to do in this area is collect all the rings. And that will open up. I missed one, and I could have still got back and got it. But oh, what on earth was that? Oh dear, terrible. But yeah, there's a wow, and I just landed on grounder. Terrific. Yeah, there is a barrier over to the right-hand side with rings, and yeah, we're going to need to clear out all the rings for the barrier to open up. That was not very nicely timed with the enemy up there. And I've probably done that not the best way, so you can actually kind of, if I'd got the bottom ring there on that section a little bit, or I got it earlier, I could have like not had to drop all the way down, but it doesn't matter too much. So yeah, you still get, it's still pretty easy. So yeah, what can I say? And yeah, we're basically going to have a lot of screens where you just basically have to collect all the rings, and that's either going to open up a path or well, I think it actually, in pretty much all screens, does indeed open up a path. Be careful for that trigger! Yay, be careful for it and fall for it. Well, not fall for it because I didn't know it was coming, but not quite appreciate where the hell it was going to be. So, anyway, so let's try to do that a bit better now. And yeah, you do always get a double jump. Thankfully, I pulled that off. Good. And let's not mess up this last little bit. Good. You do get a double jump every time you hit a spring. So if you do... wow. If you do like double jump onto a spring and not die immediately, let's see if I can try and at least prove this point. So I double jump there, I hit the spring, and I can still jump, and I can still jump away. So yeah, you do always get a double jump after you've hit the spring, so that's nice. Obviously, this bit, be careful with the enemies up there while getting the spring. Getting the springs. Wow, getting the rings. Little annoying spring there, which would be very annoying and fling you right up into the spike, so be careful for that. I'm going to wait here. There's a little safe spot for that enemy to shoot, and then we're done, provided I don't mess this up. Good. Okay, time for the slightly trappy area. So there's a trigger here. There's a trigger here. There's a ridiculously clumsy death there. And there's another trigger there. Don't remember these in the Sonic games. Next save point, and now I do like this one. So okay, let me just get a few. So there's rings again, and you can see there's a little area at the top there. But let me just kind of get a few rings at the bottom here, and maybe what you can, if I can actually collect the bloody thing, maybe what you can appreciate is this giant enemy in the middle. Is kind of expanding every time you get a ring. So you see the ring that is closest to it now, that's like, well, there's two I suppose, but the one to the sort of by its eyes. If I collect this ring, let's maybe get one more as well, just to absolutely prove the point, I am now absolutely stuffed. I cannot collect the rings that the enemy is now behind. So what you have to do in this area is be very careful to only collect certain rings at certain points in time. So I'm going to collect this ring first, and I'm going to die immediately, and I'm going to die again. Wow. Yeah. You don't have to. I don't think you have to collect the rings in an absolute set pattern. There are like certain ones you could deviate on, but I tend to like to get that. Wow, why can I not pull off that jump? It's not that bad, I don't think. I mean, I could play it safe, I guess, and just okay, fine. I am going to play it safe. I'm sure that jump's possible, but I'm absolutely fed up with it. So I'm just going to back. Wow. Okay, I'm just going to land back up on the platform and then get myself a bit more distance so I can pull that off a bit nicer. And then I'm going to wait for the enemy there to stop shooting, and then I'm going to collect that ring. Okay, so the next one I really want to collect is the one that's over on the left-hand side where the enemy is shooting. So I'm going to be very careful not to collect any other rings prior to that. Now this can be a bit of a pain to time out, but so that worked out okay. So now I'm pretty much fine. I'm going to collect all the rings at the bottom of the screen. And we've just got 2 left, so I'm going to collect this one, and then collect that one and jump away. So yeah, you can clearly see how big the enemy got, and it would have been right in the way. So yay! And we have another one here. So let me just do it wrong first of all. Let me collect these first 2 rings, and now you can clearly see. Well, actually, I've got no way of going anywhere anyway because it seems completely blocking my path. But if I got another one of those rings again, I'm completely stuffed in terms of collecting all the rings. So yeah, another one where we have to be careful in the order in which we collect the rings. So I'm going to get this one first because it's pretty much impossible to get that ring if you collect more than one before it. I'm then going to go over here and collect this ring because you can see how big this enemy now gets, and I can't really get into here without having to collect that at least second. I'm then going to collect this ring and watch out for the trigger. I'm now going to go over here, avoid that ring, collect this one, and then after that it really doesn't matter. Although there is obviously clearly a... wow, I nearly messed that up. There is clearly a desired order. You might as well get them on the way back. But yeah. Anyway, that's done. And I think we are pretty much done. Because now all we do is we set ourselves up on the... No, we don't. We miss a ring somehow. If you set yourself up on the absolute perfect middle of all these springs, you'll find that this just kind of works out itself. But yeah, somehow I managed to miss that ring. But oh well, yeah, there's no enemies around, there's plenty of time to double jump and go backwards if you do miss one. But anyway, yeah, last little nice final screen, and that brings us to the end of stage 6, or at least the levels anyway. And wow, my double jump didn't work. It's Dr. Robotnik. I call him Dr. Robotnik because it's clearly an incarnation from Sonic 2. And yeah, at that point in time, there was Dr. Eggman did not exist. He was known as Dr. Robotnik, so that's what I'm going to refer to him as. His spike ball, as you might be able to guess, is one of the most annoying, possibly little bits or enemy or boss obstacles you have to avoid. It just seems to always be in the bloody way, right when I don't want it. So you have to bounce on Robotnik's head, or at least the top of the capsule, whatever. You do have to shoot these enemies. Well, you don't have to, I suppose, but the game indicates that you can, so you might as well. Or they're just going to, overrun the screen, and you're going to end up with no real safe spots to stand on. But yeah, that spike ball, man, it just seems to bounce in the most annoying possible places, just when I'm about to go in for a hit, or like that, and I somehow avoided it. Not quite sure how, but oh well. Once you get through his first phase, he will shoot these enemies which come from the left and right hand side of the screen, shoot springs from the ground, which you need to... I'm going to avoid hitting him there because I was going to get stuffed by the spring. But yeah, jump over those enemies and avoid the springs. You can clearly see it's a bit like Boshi. Wow, I just remained right under where Robotnik was going to land. Fan-flipping-tastic. Yeah, the springs are a bit like the Sonic Fighter for my one, a bit of Boshi. So yeah, if you touch the springs, you'll get obviously bounded up to the ceiling, and yeah, there are spikes on the ceiling that you're going to just get propelled into. So avoid the springs as best as possible. He will come. Wow! Avoid the springs as best as possible. That spike ball was just. I could have backed away from trying to get the hit, but I thought I'd go for it, but no, apparently not. And that spike ball really, really got in my way. I figured, well, actually, I couldn't try and go for the hit there. I was just going to land, I was just going to jump straight into it. So I tried to backtrack, and Robotnik got me. So, yay. I swear to God, this spike ball... I mean, okay, it's not the worst thing in the world. Let me just kind of state that now. It is not the worst thing in the world, but seriously, it feels like it's probably actually the most difficult part or the difficult obstacle in the fight to avoid. Robotnik kind of comes... Oh, he's got the bloody fireball in the wrong bloody position again. So basically, when he comes down to the ground, he'll shoot like these fireballs out. So I'm not going to stand in the middle here because that's where he's going to come down. You're going to want to wait for the fireballs to come out of the way and then bounce on his head. So yeah, I don't want to kind of go immediately for him. I'm just doing terribly here on killing these spike enemies. Yeah, I don't feel like you want to go for him immediately because the pattern for which he can spit out the fireballs is very unpredictable. So I kind of want to feel like I want to let them go away for a little bit and then try and jump on him. Like that. Fine. You actually gave me a pattern that would actually allow me to get in there. Wow. Wonderful. Okay, so you're going to come down the middle now, so watch out for that. Okay, that was a bit closer in between fireballs than I would have liked, but okay, I'll take it. Unless I'm very much mistaken, I think I only have to do this once more. Yes, gotcha. And that brings us to his final phase, which is probably the easiest of the lot, so please don't get hit by anything. He just shoots these enemies from, I think it's like the Metropolis Zone from Sonic 2. I like to refer to them as Staryus because they just look a lot like or look a little bit like at least the Pokemon. Oh my god, I jumped over him! Wow! I mean, I don't think it's going to cost me anything because you only need to hit him 3 times there. But wow, that was yeah, missed my shot to get him. But oh well, yeah. I say that final phase, the Staryu equivalents, whatever, are very, very non-threatening. So yeah, I don't think I think his final phase, funny enough, is probably the easiest of the lot. He just yeah, wait for him to swoop down. He won't even shoot those projectiles at you while he's doing that, and he just pretty much gives you a free run to jump up and hit him. Or you can always jump over him if you like, like I did there. But yeah, oh well. That is the end. That is the end of World 6, or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, boss beaten. So, yeah, I shall leave it there. That's another 2 worlds clear. And, yeah, we shall pick it up again next time. Maybe some of you will have got the idea. I'd say I will leave it again on the cliffhanger here in terms of which well-known game or whatever we're going to world we're going to next. So you might well be able to tell from the sprite. I certainly could when I was playing this, and I got super excited. So, yeah, I shall leave it there for part 3, and next time, part 4, I shall hopefully do well enough to be able to clear another 2 worlds. And I hope you'll join me for that. But until then, cheerio.